Oh God. Okay, we should do this for Parks and Rec.
We're starting over. Parks and Rec
yeah,
draft.
my bad, guys. Everybody,
Let's go over.
Control, select all, delete.
Welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my good friend, Preston Thompson. Preston, how are you doing, and what are you drinking tonight, my friend?
I'm so good, Daniel. I'm back on the beer train.
Hell yeah.
Because I managed to go to the store this weekend. I'm drinking a Georgia peach, which I was duped. I figured if I'm buying a Georgia peach, it's probably from Georgia, right? You know, buy local. It's always what I want to do.
Oh, no.
Brewed in Boston, Massachusetts.
What the hell?
Company called UFO, which apparently is a pretty cool brewery. Because I then wanted to rectify my decision by Googling them and figuring out if they were, a bunch of jerks or whatever. So.
It's time to start a lawsuit. You work in politics. There needs to be some sort of legal action down here.
We have a trademark on Georgia. You can't call something Georgia unless it's from here.
You can't be a brewer in Boston and have a beer called the Georgia Peach. You can't.
Well, just imagine the alternative here. If you were on the street and you were selling Georgia peanuts and they were not from Georgia. That actually would be pretty bad, right? So is this not the same? I don't know. The problem is it's very good, so I'm going to go back and buy some more. So
I'm going to try to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that the person who makes the beer is from Georgia. That's the only way that it could possibly be excused.
It's delicious, either way.
Otherwise, should be an actual crime. But we are thrilled to be joined this week by a brand new guest who you have not heard on this show before, and that is Jack Milocco. You may, you probably won't have, but he's a very fun video producer. He's also my sister's boyfriend, and a very funny guy. We're excited to have him. Jack, how are you doing, and what are you drinking tonight?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. I am sipping on a little H2O tonight.
Ooh,
keeping
nice.
it real fun and wild on a Sunday night. Yeah.
Wow, I feel duped. I asked Jack before, I said, you have a drink, right? Because, that's like the whole tradition of the intro of the show. And he's like, yeah, I got one. And then holds up this big thermos. He's like, oh, okay, great. And then he comes on here and says he's drinking water. I mean,
we do
fine.
all of our recordings on Sunday
fine.
nights, which is rough.
Yeah, that's kind of the rhythm we're in right now.
Well, man,
fair.
I tell you, I probably would have a whiskey, but I literally packed up all of my booze today.
That's true.
Ready to move.
They are moving.
All of my booze is in bubble wrap, yeah.
Okay,
so.
that's very fair. That's fair. Well, Preston, without further ado, what are we drafting this week?
I'm so excited for this.
Yep.
After doing NFL quarterbacks, we're getting into a realm that I know a lot better. We're drafting Super Smash Brothers characters to make our own reboot of The Office.
Oh yes,
now,
of
hold
course.
on, let's
what
fill
a natural,
real quick.
what a natural
obviously,
connection.
Things people think about, just when they're like lying awake at night. Super Smash Brothers, if you don't know, is an old fighting game from Nintendo that incorporates a lot of other video games. So essentially, we're talking about video game characters, famous video game characters, to form a reboot. I forget the genre. What's the genre called? It's like a situational or something like that.
Sitcom.
So The Office isn't a sitcom. I guess it is a sitcom. I always
It's
think of a
100% a
sitcom
sitcom.
as a filmed in front of a live audience. I guess it's a sitcom.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
The Office is 100% a sitcom.
All right, to reboot The Office. So every draft pick, similar to our Game of Thrones cabinet episode, has to be slotted into a Michael, a Jim, a Dwight, a Pam, a Stanley, or a Kevin. We'll obviously, I think, get into what those mean to us as we get going here, but one of those weird things, because I don't think the order is really going to matter as much as it does usually, because you've got to fill out a whole roster, but we should probably start by figuring out, we've all seen The Office, right? Or else this would be tough.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I've seen it probably the least of just about anyone in my age group, I feel. I've watched every episode. I've just recently, a few years ago, watched the whole thing all the way through from beginning to end, because I'd never really watched it at all. But I stopped after Michael left, and then I watched 2 to maybe 3 episodes, and I was like, this is awful, and stopped there.
I think that's probably fine. I think you're still getting the probably the ideal
But
experience.
I feel like so many people our age have adore that show, and that is their number one show of all time, and have watched every single episode multiple times. So I am not at that level. I have seen every episode pretty much once maximum, except for maybe some random parts of other episodes here and there on reruns on TV. But I feel more than well versed enough in the characters to be able to participate in this draft. So,
Jack, what about you?
Yeah, Daniel, that's pretty much exactly where I've seen.
Oh, nice.
I started seeing the episodes when James Spader came in after.
Got weird.
I think it was Will Ferrell was there for a few episodes, and then
Yes.
James Spader came in, and I went, Man, this just isn't the show.
No,
I know.
Of
It's-
it was
it's
I was
weird.
like in middle school at that point, but
Yeah, I held out for a long time. I had never gone out of my way to watch it until just last year, and then me and my fiance burnt through it very quickly. But it's still fresh in the mind.
So you and I are both pretty recent.
I went
also
backwards.
feel like I was holding out for a long time. Yeah.
I went backwards through Greg Daniels' shows because I watched The Good Place and I realized it's like freaking genius. And then I watched Parks and Rec and it's probably my favorite show of all time. And it's like, well, I should probably just watch The Office then because I don't want to be that guy. So
you said Greg Daniels. Do you mean?
I meant Michael Schur.
Michael Schur. Yeah.
My bad.
Who's Greg
I meant Mike
Daniels?
Schur. Greg Daniels is his
King of the Hill guy.
who's.
No, well, that's Mike Judge.
But Greg Daniels is
Greg Daniels
executive
produced it.
producer of some of those. Maybe not all of them.
Yeah.
So I get them mixed up. But it's Mike Schur. You're right.
Okay, yeah. Who got his start as a baseball blogger? Did you guys know that?
What?
No.
Yeah,
That's a weird career move.
He and someone else wrote Fire Joe Morgan, the blog, which is all about like Joe Morgan being a horrible baseball broadcaster. And that was kind of how he got his start. And then I think he was a writer on The Office, not a creator, I think. And then like he and a couple others left or like when the show was coming to an end, created Parks and Rec. But yeah, kind of funny. So he's like kind of like in the sports world as well, which is kind of funny.
You always learn something on this show.
Yeah. Well,
You can always say that, at least.
I not always, I wouldn't say. Very rarely does anyone learn anything listening to the show. But yeah, that's our draft. And actually, I literally just hit the random.org because I forgot to do it before the show. So we're all learning what our draft order is right this second. That is not magic of podcasting. It is Preston with the first pick, Jack with the second pick, and myself with the third pick. And as always, snake order, so the order will inverse on even rounds. So Preston, if you are ready, who is the number one pick of the Smash Brothers characters as Office reboot cast?
I feel so much pressure because I have no idea how this is going to go. There's like so many question marks. Okay, this is very strange. All right. I'm going to go for my Jim pretty early here. And
well, he's the star of the show.
I think
If you
of
had to
Jim
pick
as
one.
like he's essentially like he's kind of the eyes to which we see everything through, right? He's probably the most normal, with the exception of maybe Pam.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the eyes that we see all the weird stuff through, I think I'm just going to go with the best, but probably blankest protagonist of all time, which is Mario. So Mario is a great protagonist, but he's got like no personality. He's not like really wacky. He can jump, but he's the thing that all the things are happening to, and he's just kind of navigating it around it. It's a me. I'm a Mario. All right, we'll cut
It's me. I'm Jim.
We'll cut that a little bit. But no, it's a great protagonist to just like navigate all the weird stuff that's going to come in later picks, and I like getting it. It's the big name, right? You're hiring the big actor to come in and do this reboot. It provides some legitimacy.
Okay.
It is. Mario feels like the main character of Smash Brothers. I mean, Smash Brothers is a play on Mario Brothers, so it makes sense. He was on my list specifically for Jim's. So it's not an awful pick by any means. Like the one thing I am worried about is like Jim. Basically, you boil Jim's character down to Jim face.
Yes.
That essentially is what Jim's character comes down to.
His whole acting career.
Can Mario can Mario make the Jim face? And
I think so.
I think that's okay. Okay. I mean, I'm not convinced.
Now
he could, I think, but
I did think about another character who I thought might be better at the face, which I will refrain from in case he gets drafted later. But I'll bring it up later because I was thinking about exactly that. But I'm thinking like the big name and the character where they're engaging with all the crazy stuff. They're not the crazy stuff themselves.
Jack, do you have any thoughts? Was Mario on your radar as a Jim?
Man, I don't have Mario on a single pick for these so far. I just thought it was too easy, man. That is, and I think a big part of that is, I feel like Mario takes away from it, right? He's too vanilla. That's like choosing Mickey Mouse for your cartoon adventures.
Damn.
But that brings the heat. That brings the big time
It does.
heat. Listen, if you've got an Office sitcom starring Sephiroth and Bowser Jr., nobody's watching that. Like, you've got to bring some heat at some point, and Mario's the biggest heat. He's the biggest name on the board.
He's definitely the biggest name.
That's true.
I just don't. My question is, what kind of range does Mario have? Like, can Mario be anything?
Doesn't
other
need
than
to have
Mario?
any
I'm
range.
not
What kind
sure.
of range does Jim have? Jim
Well,
has none.
he's
He's
Jim.
an arc.
He's Jim. Yeah.
But he's the everyman. He's like, and Mario's the plumber. Mario is
That's true.
the everyman.
It doesn't get any more everyman than Mario. I'll grant you that.
Yes.
That's true.
And based on last week's episode, I'm defending myself today. Screw
hey, you got to stick up for yourself, man.
I'm tired of the people coming on the show, and I meet them about 10 minutes before, and it's super cordial, and then they come on and they're like, "That pick sucked, and you're an idiot." No.
Hey, to be fair, you're putting words in his mouth. He just said he didn't have them on his board. I did have them on my board.
That's what I heard.
Poor Jack.
Oh, buddy.
We got to be nice to him. This is his first time on the show. He doesn't know us that well.
No, I've lost too many of these to be nice to anybody.
Today you take a stand.
Yeah, Preston's out for blood tonight, and I love that. But Jack, it's time for your first pick now. You said Mario was on your board, so you're getting your first pick of the litter here.
Yeah. So, can I go ahead and just pick one that's not Jim?
Yeah. You can pick any character you want. And to be honest, you don't even have to fill in the character right away. If you just want to pick an actor and then fill in the character for them later, that is fine too.
Cool. We'll go to the top of the board. Check it out. We'll talk about Michael. My number one pick for Michael be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh!
Because you kind of think about it, and there's a bit of a meta-ness to that, right? Ooh. Sonic the Hedgehog was created to be cool, but he's not cool anymore. He thinks he's cool, but he's not.
He's definitely not cool.
And I kind of get a little bit of that with Michael, right? Michael is this guy that probably thought he was cool back in the day, and now he's still hanging on to that and thinks he's this big, great leader, but he's kind of the joke, but a lovable joke kind of situation.
And he's the only one that thinks he can compete with Mario, but he really can't.
Exactly.
He really
can't
at
all.
Yeah.
I like the logic. I actually had Sonic as my top Jim because I felt like he had the best Jim face. I feel like, and that was literally the only thing I cared about, which is pretty obvious now. But I had not considered Sonic for Michael, and I kind of agree with having Michael be your first pick, regardless of how you want to fill that role. Because I feel like Michael is the most important character to fill.
I disagree.
Oh, yeah.
So
even though we said
Jim,
the show died without Michael, we all agreed that was the case.
That's pretty strong evidence. And yes, Jim is the lens, but hear me out on this. Have either of you seen any of the British Office?
Yeah.
So I watched that first, actually, like many years before I ever watched the American Office.
And I really those people.
I really didn't like it, to be quite honest with you. And I love a lot of British television. I really was not a fan of the British Office, and the reason is because Ricky Gervais is an irredeemable asshole.
Yes.
And Michael, I feel like the season 1 of Office is kind of rough because Michael is kind of closer to that in season 1, and then as the show kind of figures out what it wants Michael to be,
they have to make him likable just at all, any sort of redeemable quality. And you're right, Ricky Gervais has none of that.
No, in the UK version, they just don't go for that because they go for this guy just fucking sucks. So I feel like a big part of what makes The Office is that Michael has to have some of that to him for it to for it to really work. So I totally agree with going Michael number 1. I did not have Sonic pegged as a Michael type, but also I really struggled to fill with a Michael type, so I can't really knock it. I don't think.
Man, all I'm saying is he's lovable. He's kind of an asshole, right? Sonic's got that chip on his shoulder, but you don't hate him for it. You like him in a funny way.
Yeah, he's not even the best character in his own game. Everybody's playing Knuckles. No. Everybody's picking Knuckles.
I've never played a Sonic game.
But here's the deal. In Smash Brothers, he's got no one to back him up. There's not a single Sonic character in all of Smash Brothers except for him. So there's no one to back him up and tell him that he's a goof because he's the boss.
That's true.
Yeah, I love the logic. Yeah. Okay, before my pick here, I want to ask a question. In what universe is the show being made? Our universe or the Smash Brothers universe? And here, what I'll do is I'll ask a more specific question that I really want to get to. And that is, can I pick Kirby and then have him swallow a real human being and then be that human being, essentially?
Okay, so
I want to say yes just to see what happens.
But if you do that, everybody's going to be really horrified of Kirby because they will know that he swallowed a human being. And if you're in this universe where there are other humans
he spits the human back out. No harm comes of the.
But the entire run of the show, he's gonna have a human in his mouth.
No, because once he swallows it, he absorbs the trait, and then he doesn't have to
poops it out into a little star.
And until he swallows another thing, he maintains that character.
Sure.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, the character that I had the hardest time picking characters to fill what this character brings was Dwight. And I think Dwight is massively important, and I think Dwight is the character that is most impossible to have anyone other than Rainn Wilson play.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Kirby,
He's
and I'm going to have him. He's going to swallow Rainn Wilson. And that's my Dwight.
Okay, I'm just imagining.
Right.
You know how Kirby, when he like swallows Mario, he gets the little Mario hat to like show that he's got the Mario powers. Does he get like Dwight's glasses, or does he get like the weird little middle part?
The
hair?
middle part?
He gets both.
He gets
100% gets both. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess we can allow that. I mean,
Yeah. I want to know what weapon he gets.
yeah. What's the B button? What's the B button?
Yeah,
for
he always
Kirby?
gets a weapon.
I don't know. What would Dwight's weapon be? Like a stapler,
a beat?
and Jello.
Maybe.
A beat is good.
A beat is good.
beat.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
throw a
it's
beat.
like a ream of paper.
Oh, that's nice.
Just throws a stack of
That's
paper.
great color. Yeah, just a ream of paper. I like that.
All right, so I'm taking Kirby as my Dwight.
I mean,
I
I don't know how
love
to
that
feel
for
about
myself.
this. Like, you're
Yeah,
just
I mean-
drafting Dwight for Dwight. So,
Basically, yeah.
It's like a workaround.
Hey,
when
I
make
asked
this-
I asked
when I make
before I
our
made the pick.
stupid graphics later, I'm gonna have to say like Kirby parentheses eats Dwight.
Well, so Kirby was my first pick, which is going to be like that means Kirby is going to be depicted in the graphic, and so basically I'm going to need you to Photoshop him with the glasses and the Dwight part.
Okay, I have work to do, but I'll try.
You don't actually have to do that, but if you do, it would be incredible.
Bonus points. Okay.
Okay. Now what to do here? I was so excited to try to make that pick, and I'm thrilled that it came off for me. I'm glad you guys allowed it. Now, I think, oh my gosh, man, there's just so many places that are all so ridiculous. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for my Michael as well, because as I said, I think getting Michael right is the, it's maybe not he's not the main character, but I think he's the most important character to get right. And that is, for me, for actually pretty similar reasons to what Jack said, Donkey Kong.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm
Okay.
taking DK
All right.
as my Michael. A big part of it is that he wears a tie. He already has the
Dress for
business
work.
attire necessary. Yeah, yeah. But also, like, basically everything Jack said about Sonic, I think is true of Donkey Kong. Like, he comes in like with this big bravado, but like in reality, he's not the top dog. He's kind of a lumbering idiot, and he gets bested by people with actual brains all the time.
Yeah, he's dopey.
But he also brings Steve Carell. I was blanking for a second on the actor who played Michael. Steve Carell, like when The Office was happening, like was the big name attached to the show, and
Yes.
he became a big name right before the show happened. And so Donkey Kong is like he's got that it factor as well. Like the big name that Preston went for with Mario. I kind of get that in my Michael, and it's kind of appropriate because that's how Michael was in the real show. So.
I like that.
Yeah, I can get behind that
I
one.
get it. Yeah.
That's pretty similar to one of my second pick for that one.
Yeah.
get
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, everyone seems to support my picks, which seems good to me. Jack, what about your second pick here?
Oh yeah, my second pick here. Let's go. Oh god, man. Let's go Stanley. My number one pick for Stanley was going to be Duck Hunt.
Ooh, okay.
And the
Talk
only
me
reason
through
I
it.
can think of that, there is so much energy, man, in all of the characters in the roster for Smash Brothers. There's not a single one that looks kind of like they're just showing up for the paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Duck Hunt
Duck Hunt's
is
not
the
bringing
only
it.
character aside from the bird. He's very mellow, and he's kind of just he rolls in. Literally, the duck will fly him in sometimes, right?
Yeah.
In the, like,
Also,
yeah.
I think in the
like he's just showing up, man.
in the Smash meta, potentially, like last time I looked, which is way long ago, he was potentially the worst character in the game.
Oh yeah,
was
Is he
Duck
really?
Hunt. Yeah,
Oh, damn. Poor
might
Duck
still
Hunt.
be that way, and that's how I always think of Duck Hunt. Like, don't pick Duck Hunt unless you're trying to give yourself a handicap to make it more fair.
Well, I have to say, I'm elated that Duck Hunt was taken. I had Duck Hunt as one of my Kevins. I
was almost going to put him. Yeah.
Did not have Duck Hunt anyway.
I don't really have any reasons for that, other than I thought it would be really funny for Duck Hunt to be
Yeah.
Kevin. But to be honest, Duck Hunt as Stanley is also very funny. I feel like Stanley in personality is very much not a lovable dog. He's kind of like the gruff, like I hate being here kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would have filled that role with Duck Hunt, whose basically only personality seems to be I'm a dog with a duck that's a friend.
What more do you need?
Well, yeah,
Dog,
no,
I
but
found this dead bird. Watch as we play together.
Oh wait, is his bird dead? I thought he had a friend that's a duck. Isn't the duck alive?
The purpose of the
duck's
dog
alive.
in the game is to go.
Is to kill the duck.
Pick up
Well,
the
in the
dead
Duck
dog.
Hunt
Is to
game.
pick up your duck.
Pick up the
that
duck
shot.
you
Yeah.
hopefully killed.
Yeah, but in Smash, I feel like they're a tag team.
Well, yeah, they are tag
they
team in
are. I don't
Smash,
really
but I'm just
understand.
telling you that doesn't make any sense to me. It's an adversarial relationship.
We'll take it
It's
up
like,
with Smash. Okay,
Here come
take it
Mario
up with
and
Smash.
Bowser as their tag team Smash character. It makes no fucking sense.
All right, well that's fair enough. But I have to say I'm elated that Duck Hunt was taken because Duck Hunt is the most ridiculous character in all of Smash, and he deserves a place here somewhere. I don't know where that place is, but he deserves a place.
Okay.
Perfect.
Does it come back to me now? And I get 2 picks.
It does, Preston. Yeah, with back-to-back picks.
I'm so happy about this because I'm going to build out a little universe. I think the
love this.
triangle between Pam and Michael and Jim is really important. I think that's a weird little triangle that's really important. So I think the logical pick here for cohesiveness is for Pam, I'm taking Peach. It's just like the only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
If I didn't have first overall pick and I didn't get Mario like I wanted to, I would be taking somebody else here. But I'm taking Peach just because, like, what a great combo. People love that television romance, and Mario and Peach. Like, does it get any more classic than that? No, it does not.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I think beyond that though, it's a reach for Pam, because Peach, like, what is Peach? Basically,
She's just the damsel in distress. She has no personality.
Literally no personality, and I feel like that's the exact opposite of what Pam is. And
Right.
you know, she's really doesn't fit that at all. So I get the desire for the Mario Peach thing, and people will love that. People will want to see a real like fleshed out real life Mario Peach romance.
Yes.
So, but I think you're gonna have to, like, either Peach has to show some real range she's never shown before, or you're gonna have to rework the Pam character quite a bit with Pam.
Interesting. I'm curious to see what you guys end up taking for Pam later, just because I couldn't really find like a logical train that got me to a different character, but I'm sure I'll be shown up at some point.
I will say I feel like there were the most Pams. Like there were more characters I felt comfortable putting in as Pam. I actually have like 4, and I think I had like a 5th one that I was considering, but none of them were Peach for Pam.
Interesting. Okay.
Huh.
Like
Yeah,
I said,
I'm the same way.
I'm only taking Peach because I have Mario, and I just think that tag team
for
is
that
great.
I get.
Yeah.
For that I
Yeah,
understand.
makes a lot of sense. Because I think
totally
like
get that.
watching a romance between Mario and anybody else would almost feel sacrilege, right? Just watching it at prime time NBC.
Hang on.
You're like, what the hell?
What was that?
I
What
don't
was
know.
that?
I don't know.
French sacrilege.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
That you couldn't watch that. You just physically couldn't do it.
It'd be uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that.
Okay, for my Michael pick, I'm really proud of this one, but I don't think it's going to win me any Twitter vote, but I love this as like a team dynamic. Michael is supposed to be the boss
Yeah.
of Mario and Peach, but he's not really.
Oh,
like, they
no.
undermine him all the
I
time.
know
They
where
go
he's going
around
with
him,
this.
they go over his
Yeah.
head. So the logical pick here, and I'm so happy I have this trio, because I would watch this show all day, is Bowser Jr.
Oh, that's not the direction I thought
where
you were
did you
going.
think I was going?
That's not.
I thought you were going
I
senior.
thought you were gonna say.
Oh, Bowser
thought you were-
Sr.?
Yeah,
No,
I thought so.
He's not the... No, that's too capable. That's too capable. Bowser Jr. is the Michael.
Well, Bowser always loses.
That's true. Yeah, but so does Bowser Jr.
He always comes back. Bowser Jr. always loses too. I mean, I feel like the actual Bowser of the show would be like corporate. Like that's when I watch The Office. If I'm
Oh.
thinking of who the Bowser is,
Okay.
it's like Jan. It's not Michael. Right? Michael's usually coming to his employee's defense,
Oh, but-
which Bowser Jr. does.
But
in
now you have
Super Mario
Bowser
3D
Jr.
World.
and Bowser hooking up though.
Well, I'm not casting Jan.
Oh,
Don't worry.
yeah.
Don't worry. I just didn't feel like it was
We'll
a good
leave it at that
character
one.
fit.
Okay.
But
Do you have any
I
thoughts
like
on
the
that, Jack?
trio of Mario and Peach kind of going into this charade that Bowser Jr. is the boss.
Jack, I feel like we were on the same wavelength. Did we both think that he was going Bowser there?
I did too. Yeah. And then for some weird reason, I thought Toad was in Smash Brothers. I'm like, wait, he's going to say Toad?
Why isn't Toad in Smash Brothers?
So
should be
Toad
Smash
is in
Brothers.
Smash. Toad is what Peach uses to deflect attacks. She takes out a toad and she
that's
just holds
right.
it in front of her
Oh my
like
god,
a body
poor
shield.
Toad.
A human shield.
That's hilarious, though.
Grim.
Oh, that's the royalty flexing,
Bowser
man.
Jr. That's throwing me through a loop. I had
like it.
Bowser.
Behind it.
So I've played every Mario game. Bowser Jr. every now and then teams up with Mario, and they like try and accomplish the goal together. And I wanted something
okay.
that was closer to that, right? And Bowser is too menacing to me to be Michael. Like I felt like this is appropriate.
I agree. I agree with
all
that.
the characters I have for Michael are all ones with chips on their shoulder. It's like Bowser Jr., Young Link, Pichu, not Pikachu. It's like all
You don't-
the people are, like,
you don't gotta
they
give it
think they're
away.
big shit. Sorry.
No, sorry. You already took your Michael, though, so it's fine. So I actually had Bowser Jr. as a potential Dwight, basically for the reasons you just said.
I do too. Yeah, I have him as
Interesting.
Because
Because he's a sidekick to the boss.
like a sidekicky antagonist, a little
Yeah.
underling to the boss, wannabe. Also
you're-
can kind of get along with
Like a
with
pleaser.
Jim a little bit. Yeah.
But you're assuming that Michael is the principal villain of the show, which he's
No.
definitely not.
No. I
some people he might be.
well, yeah, that is fair. But I'm not saying I would have cast Michael as Bowser and then had Dwight as Bowser Jr. I just think the vibe of Bowser Jr. is more Dwight than Michael, personally.
Yeah, I'm the same on that one.
But Jack, it's now your time to take your third pick here.
My time to shine.
Indeed.
All right, I'm gonna go with my Dwight pick, and I'm gonna go Waluigi because
Wait,
I
is
was originally-
Waluigi in the
Waluigi's
game?
not in Smash.
He's not. I think it's only Wario.
It's only Wario.
That's right. That's the meme. I got
I know.
confused with the meme.
The whole point of Waluigi is that he's not in Smash.
Is that he's not in
That's why
Smash.
people keep talking about him.
He has to be in the one of the DLCs that are coming out, though, right?
I ruined all my
Eventually, he's gotta
credibility.
be.
All right, so I will go for my second pick on that one. And it was a toss-up, right? For the second and third pick for Dwight. I went between this first pick and the second one. And I'm going to say the first one. I won't say the second one so I don't spoil it.
Okay.
Take it away from anybody. But I had Snake.
Oh,
Only because out of everyone in the office and everyone in the Smash roster, Snake is probably the most serious
yeah.
out of all of them. The one who takes his job the most seriously, but
I
to
like
an
that.
extent that's almost comical.
Yes.
Right?
Like he
Snake
brought
looks so
brought
out of
grenades.
place.
He brought
Yeah,
grenades
yeah.
to the Smash fight.
Like Snake,
Especially for
We're
looking
his
back to when he
friends here,
first
bro.
got into Smash. Yeah, he looks nothing like any other character in the game. He doesn't
Now-
have the anime vibe of
So out
Fire
of
Emblem
place.
characters. He's not Nintendo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is out of place. You're right. That I actually love that pick for. Also, Dwight. Like, aren't there? I feel like there are times where he like cosplays as like military type and just goes way overboard.
and
with
he's
it.
sneaky.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing. He's a very sneaky guy.
That's a fantastic Dwight pick. That was on my
Yeah.
board for sure. Which I should say too, Waluigi also would have been a great Dwight pick if Waluigi was on the board.
See, I thought that was solid, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm an idiot.
Waluigi would have been an actually perfect Dwight pick if he were like if we had waited. I'm sure because I like on the list we saw that's like the official list online. They have like two spots where they're clearly like future DLC for the game.
New fighters,
and one of them has to be Waluigi, right? They have to put Waluigi.
The fans have been asking
gotta-
since we were in diapers
yeah,
for the Waluigi rollout.
like all these damn characters I've never heard of before, but still no Waluigi.
It's gonna be big.
Okay, well that brings it to me with 2 picks left, or not 2 picks left, but 2 back-to-back picks. I feel so I don't know how to prepare for this damn for this damn draft. It's so surreal. I guess I'll go ahead and take my gym now because I only have one gym left. Because I had Sonic and Mario as my potential gyms, and Sonic was taken by Jack for his Michael. So I'm going to take Fox as my gym.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can get behind that
Okay.
one.
And if you see his picture, he kind of has the eyebrow going. He's like you really see how he's going to pull off the Jim face, which, as I've said, I think is the most crucial part of Jim. He also has he's kind of got that natural leader magnetism. You're I feel like you're instantly drawn to Fox. It'd be very easy to see the show through his eyes, and seems to just be a pretty well-rounded, likable guy. In just about every aspect, which is basically exactly what Jim is. So I'm pretty happy to get Fox as my Jim.
Yeah. I like that.
Though. Anyone that plays as Fox pisses me off.
That's true.
That character in Smash is insufferable.
That is true. He won't be
Fox the
insufferable in
character.
the show though. In the show,
I like it as a protagonist pick. I mean, part of a bigger franchise name. I mean, it's pretty solid.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he's got that hero quality. I like that.
Okay. Next, I'm just going to take my pick. I think it'll be obvious as to why. I don't think I'll even need to defend myself. I'm going to fill my Kevin role here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take Pac-Man.
Ooh. That's interesting. You know what? I hate it when I come on the show and I don't think a pick is gonna work, and then as soon as somebody says it, I'm like, oh shit, no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I don't even have that on there, but that makes sense.
That makes so Pac-Man was nowhere on my list, but that makes so much sense.
In the little prep I did was basically like looking up and down the list and then thinking of like different characters, and then the ones that made me laugh I put on my board, and there was not one that made me laugh harder than Pac-Man as Kevin.
Yes,
I it's such a perfect fit. I mean, I don't really know what
He's a very singularly focused character.
Yeah,
I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to put it in words.
Things, move around.
It just works.
Exactly. Be kind of goofy and weird.
Yeah.
And like also kind of out of place
lovable.
in a way. Yeah. But still
Also,
lovable.
Startled. Yeah.
Round.
Exactly. So
perfect.
those are my picks there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you guys are all on the same page with that.
You nailed that.
Wonderful,
That was a good
wonderful.
Okay, Jack. You're up next here.
All right. I'm going back and forth. Let's see.
It's tough, isn't it? This is Jack's first draft.
I know
it's
it
hard.
is.
People, listen. I'll buy you some time to think about it, Jack.
Okay.
People light us up about like how we fucked up the draft or whatever, and now it's not as bad because we have the Discord. Join the Discord, please. It's a lot of fun in there.
Of course.
And it's like, so now we don't like get like the brunt of it. Like people will put like, it still hurts me to see in the show discussion channel, but not as bad when someone texts me like 3 texts like, you fucking moron, how could you possibly have made this pick? How did you fuck this up this bad? But now, like, it's hard, right, Jack? It's hard. Like, you're torn between two things. You don't know what other people are going to pick. You don't know what other people are going to value. It's extremely difficult.
We don't edit the show. We just release it as soon as we're done.
It's not easy.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Well, we edit the show, but like the draft itself is a first draft, if you will. Pardon the wordplay.
It's natural.
We don't like run the draft 3 times, like get all the right picks. You know,
we should do that.
No,
we should. It would make the show a lot more. I think I'd win more often if I could analyze my mistakes and then come.
It would make the show so much worse, though.
It'd be insufferable. Yes.
Just make it seem like you won in editing. It's perfect. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'll get into it. Let's go with my gym pick.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this character hasn't been picked yet, but at the same time, I can totally understand because it's a little weird, and it's an iconic person. It's Link. For his
gym. Yeah. Okay.
And I
can see Link as Jim. I can see Link as Jim.
It just works. I think a lot of that's because Link, more so than Mario, doesn't say anything at all. All we have is his face. All we have is his face. Exactly.
Preston's is better than
sounds
mine.
in the face. So the Jim face is there in Link's face, right? It's a very expressive face when he's in the cutscenes, right?
Yeah.
Gets real freaked out when Ganon shows up.
If you're looking for like blank protagonists, Link, you're like right on
he's kind of the self-insert. Like, oh, don't you think that you're the Jim in this situation, right?
Yes.
So, and I guess he kind of sees himself as the hero, right?
Yeah,
so
I
got that in Link.
I like this pick. I didn't have Link on my list, and I really wanted to, and I just like couldn't really figure out where he would fit in. I guess because he kind of is that blank face. But I do think Jim, like, I do think he kind of works for Jim in a way. And, like, he Link is a guy that I'm, like, he's been typecast, right? Like, he's been typecast as the you. Like, you're playing this game, Link is just you. So I'm really interested to see how he plays something with actual personality. I would tune in just to see that. Yeah. Like, how does this Link guy, how does he translate?
An advantage that Link has as Jim is he brings the pranks. He's got bombs. He's got boomerangs. Yeah. He can make little tornadoes for a second. He brings the pranks. He's got a little zipline guy. So that's not bad.
Yeah. I like the Link as Jim.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it works.
Preston, you have back-to-back picks once again.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with my Dwight, and I'm going to go with a name I did not have when we started the draft, but because of how this has gone for me, and we're trying to build a cohesive show, I'm just going to take Wario. That seems to make the most sense to me right now. I have Mario, Peach, Bowser Jr., and Wario. Like, I almost feel like I'm infringing on somebody's copyright. Like this TV show has already been made at some point.
Right now, you're just drafting a Super Mario game.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get away from that in a second here. But yes,
where does Luigi go? And that so basically you have to go Luigi Bowser with your last 2 picks.
I don't want to.
Okay.
And I'll explain why.
Deviate.
I'll explain why when I get there. But no, I feel like if you're looking for a foil to Mario, part of the problem with Mario is if you cast him as the everyman, most of the foils are a little too intense. Like, who do I take for Dwight? Sephiroth, destroyer of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Like, to go against Mario, guy who jumps high. So I felt like just it was kind of appropriate.
It makes sense. I can get behind that.
I still think Wario doesn't have a ton of likability. Like, he pretty much just sucks, right?
Yeah, but yeah, and I think
he's also too stupid. I feel like maybe.
Well, Dwight isn't exactly the brightest bulb in the bunch.
That's true, but I feel like there's at least something there. That's why I was leaning towards if he existed, God rest his soul, Waluigi. Like at least Waluigi seems smarter than.
I think Waluigi would have been the perfect Dwight.
Yes, if only for looks alone. And like the looks seem to bring it all together.
His whole vibe
just works.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I'm more. Right. It's almost like in this draft, I'm drafting based on whoever I got in the pick before, because I'm trying to build this out.
Yeah, you're kind of leaning into your. Yeah, you're leaning into your brand here. Jack talked about hating. Who did you hate to play against, Jack?
Fox. Can't stand.
That's how I feel about Wario.
Oh, he's fun
I fucking hate against play. The fucking motorcycle is so goddamn annoying.
And then it can crash, and then you can throw it at people.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Okay.
You can also eat it as Wario, which is great.
So
wait, Wario can eat the motorcycle?
You can if you walk up to it and press B.
What?
You'll eat it.
What does that do?
Yeah.
Easter eggs. You get healed for something?
I think it just respawns the motorcycle quicker.
Oh, interesting.
So you can use it again. Yeah.
All right.
Absorbs it.
Welcome to Smash Pro Tips.
Yeah, exactly.
You picked a motorcycle eater as your Dwight.
Listen, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Here's where things get fun.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take my Stanley here, and the thing with Stanley is, if there's anything you can boil his character down to, is that he doesn't want to be there. He'd rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
And that brings me to 3 people who I really cannot decide between.
Well, let us help you.
Well, we can probably talk about it in the second half here. But I think I'm just going to settle on the one that I think is in the worst mood of these 3.
Okay.
Which is Mewtwo. Now, it's a little
I actually was going to pick that.
It's a little too powerful for Stanley. Like, Mewtwo's
way too powerful.
Very strong. But he's just very grumpy. And he's not bringing a lot of positive vibes. And really, even when he wins, Mewtwo's like little celebration is like, I'll go home now. Can I leave? Which I feel like is the embodiment of what I want my Stanley to be. And he's also just so unbelievably out of place in this cast. Mario and Peach, and who are they bouncing off of? Mewtwo. But that's great. Like, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. I like it. It's funny. It's perfect.
So everybody's office has a Mewtwo,
Yeah, well, so Mewtwo's whole thing is that, like, he hates humanity, right? I think, like, Pokemon kind of would be better off without humans.
Yeah.
Which is like an ethos that I really could see Stanley getting behind, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
This world would be better if this office stopped existing. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
The only difference is Mewtwo can actually wipe it out. So
true. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Stanley is that powerful.
No way. Mewtwo definitely way more powerful than Stanley.
Isn't there an episode where there's an episode where he has to do like 15 push-ups and then he can go home for the day? And suddenly it like unlocks this like primal power within Stanley, and he starts like he's like sweating bullets, and he's like,
and everyone's rooting for him and cheering for him.
Yeah, I see that in Mewtwo. Like when he sets his mind on a task, though, it'll come out.
Well, Mewtwo is just all powerful, though. I mean, I think that's true, on a whim he does that. But that's true. You're right. Stanley does have latent power. You're not wrong.
There's something in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Jack, you have your second to last pick here. You have you have Michael, Stanley, Dwight, and Jim. So you're looking for a Pam and a Kevin still.
All right, we'll get into our Pam, and this one just goes right alongside my Jim. I'm going to give it to Zelda.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of you can get behind that one.
Yeah.
It's the crowd pleaser. It's the Peach to the Mario. But the only thing I'll say where I would take this over the Peach and Mario is Zelda's got a bit more personality than Peach does.
You're dealing
She actually
very much
talks,
on the
first of all.
margins. Yes, just the tiniest bit more.
I mean, she's a fully voiced character, man. You got to take that.
Yeah, I have to say I think I like this combo way more than the Mario Peach combo. Like Zelda is chic too. So there's like a whole
exactly.
like kind of badass side.
Do you
to
get
Zelda.
them both?
No, I don't think you get them both.
Can't
But like
get them both.
No.
you know that there's a chic inside of Zelda is the point.
Yeah, you know it's there.
That
You know
feels
it's
that
there.
feels
But I'm
kind
going
of
to go even
to me.
further than that. Yeah, I could get behind that. But there's that aspect you got to bring from the show as well, right? The will they, won't they part of Jim and Pam. There's kind
that's
of
true.
that with Link and Zelda. They're not a couple already. Mario
That's
and
a
Peach,
great
they're
point.
pretty much a couple.
That's a really great point. There is no will they, won't they at all with Mario
Yeah.
and Peach.
They started
I didn't even think of that.
together.
You know what it feels like to
Yeah.
me is that it feels like I'm casting two actors or actresses that are already like married, like a very famous like if I took God, if they're not married right now, this is gonna be very embarrassing. Like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis or something like that.
Oh man,
Like-
they broke up
they're
months
still married.
ago.
Don't do this to me. Okay, you're
No, they're still
joking.
together.
But
Yeah,
like
they're
we've
still
seen them be together like most of our lives, and then if they came on a show and pretended like they weren't in love for the first couple seasons, it may not be believable. So I'm buying that point just a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still think the name ID is gonna see me.
Yeah, it always comes down to the glance at the graphic on the Twitter poll, you know. But like for the pod, I think I do like Link and Zelda better as a Jim Pam combo. Okay, I have my final two picks, and I also have to do Stanley and Pam. Now the reason I'm a little sad I didn't have Zelda as my Pam list, and I should have, because I think Zelda's really a great Pam. I'm going to fill my Stanley slot here first, and I have two picks, and I was kind of hoping someone else would take Stanley before me, so I could pick the other one. I am going to go King K. Rool as my Stanley.
It's a solid pick.
I considered that.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
I could see that.
He's got the rotund factor, which isn't necessarily critical to Stanley, but helps a lot.
Yes.
He is clearly extremely ornery. He is clearly one of the quote unquote funny, like, lovable villains in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I really think he fits the Stanley perfectly. And I'll just go ahead and say, so we can get instant feedback, because I'm guessing no one else is going to take. Oh well, everyone else is taking Stanley anyway. So Incineroar was the other one I was considering, because he like kind of has like that tough, grumpy thing going on, but it's also like kind of lovable and cuddly in a way.
I think King K. Rool is better.
I think so too.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think so too. So I feel like I landed on the right side of that toss up.
So the other two I had for Stanley, since we're talking about this right now, which I'm so glad I didn't take it, because it would have been way overthinking. But if I was just thinking, okay, somebody who doesn't want to be in Smash, then I was thinking of two characters: Steve from Minecraft,
Steve,
or the Wii Fit trainer, because she very much just does not belong in that game.
No.
Steve. Honestly, I think Steve might have been the best pick for Stanley.
Really?
That would be.
I think it might have been the best pick
I
for
didn't even
Stanley.
consider Steve.
Because when I hear Steve from Minecraft as Stanley, I think about Stanley doing his like crossword puzzles, right? And like Steve is in the office, but he's not really there. He's not really paying attention to anything that's going on. He's building out his world in Minecraft. I still think mine is pretty good.
Like checked out.
Actually, I'm a little sad that I didn't think of Steve for Stanley now. But okay, here's my final pick. I have to fill my Pam role. I had several that I think would all be very good, which is why I took Pam last. I think they're like the most characters for Pam that would work. But considering I got Fox for Jim, I think I'm going to go Isabelle for my Pam.
Yeah.
Okay, keep him with the furries.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is about Isabelle, but she just has like this spunky kind of girl next door vibe to me, despite the fact that she's a dog. She's from Animal Crossing, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I don't know, that just and there are like lots of like ridiculous sexy characters since we brought this up. Can we talk about the new since I brought this up? Can we talk about the new Smash Brothers characters?
Yeah, you're taking us down this route.
Was it
Mithra?
Mithra and Pyra? Is that their name? Pyra?
Yes.
Pyra?
It's ridiculous, people. It's ridiculous. If you don't know these characters, Google them. Okay? And
Where are they from?
I can't even.
Oh, Xenoblade.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah.
The same as
Chronicles, yeah.
Shulk.
Yeah.
But I mean,
okay.
good lord,
I know.
good lord, folks.
I know.
It's just like if you
mean
took
more so than Bayonetta?
yes, way more so.
I'd say more so.
I mean,
yeah.
Bayonetta is also ridiculous, but like there's like character to Bayonetta.
That's true.
Mithra and Pyrrha are like boobs personified. That's all they are. And I'm sure I'm selling them short. I'm sure that their characters have actual depth within the game. But
I mean,
come on,
Xenoblade Chronicles is not a very yeah.
Okay, I've never played it.
Yeah,
but it's 2021.
don't worry about it.
Can't we do better in our video? Especially like there were no characters like this before. Like they felt like they had to add it. I just don't get it. Anyway,
It is weird that they appear in the same video game as Ice Climbers, which is like the most wholesome. Like it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and you could watch them like fight each other, and your brain would just tear in two.
Yeah, like what is happening? I want to ask both of you guys this, since Preston brought up Ice Climbers. What are Ice Climbers' relationship to each other?
They seem like
they were
fraternal
married.
twins.
See,
Wow, different answers.
exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. I think they might be both.
Dude, is there?
Well, they're called Mama and Papa.
Are they called that?
Yeah, their names are Mama and Papa,
Well,
right?
it's 2021. Like the mommy daddy thing is very.
Are they? Is there an actual answer
Very
to this
in.
question?
Well,
I'm sure there is an actual answer to this
All right,
question.
hold on. Give me a second.
But it's
Are they-
I think funnier to speculate and
the
to
Ice
maybe
Climbers a
insinuate
couple?
that they're an incestuous couple.
I could have sworn they were.
They are childhood friends, and their relationship is confirmed platonic by the original developer.
Come on.
It's a little bit of a will they, won't they situation.
Come on, there's only one way.
Yeah.
There's only
go.
one
That's
way to
when you
keep
take
warm
Ice
in the
Climbers
Arctic.
for both Jim and Pam, and it's the longest
go.
relationship
2 for
we've
1.
had. Yeah.
That is funny. I'd never even thought of the Mithra Pyrrha versus Ice Climbers
Very strange.
debate.
Very strange.
But anyway, getting back on track. Yes, Isabelle is my Pam, and I feel like she's the perfect Pam, and also the perfect Pam to Fox's Jim.
That's perfect. Yeah, I actually had her as my third pick.
Yeah, I had Isabelle at the
For
top
Pam.
for Pam if I didn't need to go Peach or Daisy to get Mario, Luigi, whatever.
Yeah, Daisy was my other choice for Pam.
Oh, I hate Daisy sucks. I think you all dodge a bullet by not taking.
Well, if I had drafted Luigi,
not taking Daisy as
I was going to draft Daisy.
Yeah. Yes, that's
So
exactly what I was
I was going off my couples there. But Isabelle in the
Mm-hmm.
game Animal Crossing, which I don't know that either of you two have played. But
No.
in the game Animal Crossing
played
plays very much a Pam role. She's kind of like the
Perfect.
receptionist of the game. So
Beautiful.
She's more like a
That makes
Leslie
a lot of
Knope
sense.
character, I'd say.
the mayor of the
Like
town
Parks
and all
and Rec.
that.
Yeah, kind of more or less.
Endlessly joyful.
Is she the mayor?
Oh god. Okay, we should
Yeah.
do this for Parks and Rec.
We're starting over. Parks
Okay,
and Rec
yeah,
draft.
my bad, guys. Everybody, yeah.
Let's go over. Yeah.
Control, select all, delete.
No, we're not. We'll save Parks and Rec for another draft. Jack, what are you taking for your last pick here? You've got one role left to fill. You need your Kevin.
My Kevin. Let's go. This is one of those things like Pac-Man. My Kevin's gonna be Piranha Plant.
Nice.
I just thought about it, and I just started laughing because Piranha Plant's not much of a character.
No, he's not at all.
If I didn't think there was a character
just
that was
kinda
more
there.
singularly minded than Pac-Man, but I think Piranha Plant is it. He doesn't even have eyes.
No, I have a friend that, like, I don't actually have Smash, but I have two good friends who do, and they're the people that I play with, and one of them loves playing with Piranha Plant. And it's just what an odd character. What an
It's just
odd
absurd.
character.
It
In a
just
way,
looks
perfect for
absurd
Kevin.
flying around the map too. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't have arms. It doesn't have legs. It doesn't have eyes. It's just sort of moving around.
Yeah.
Just vibing, man.
I love that pick.
That's going.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I see that in Kevin.
There's nothing we can say about it, really. There's nothing we can say. It's like, oh, that's a bad pick.
I can't elaborate on that.
Yeah,
one.
I don't think you
It
have
is
to.
what it is.
I don't think you have to. Okay. Preston, what is the final pick of the Smash Brothers as Office characters draft?
Well, I've also got to fill my Kevin.
Yes.
And I think the natural choice here, and I'm not going to overthink it, I'm just going to go with the natural choice.
Okay.
Sephiroth from Final Fantasy. I'm just kidding. Everybody knows Kevin as the most sinister human to ever live, obviously.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think the logical choice here, to me, looking at the characters left on the board, is King Dedede. Just makes a lot of sense. Kind of like clumsy, just kind of flies himself around, uses that big hammer. I don't know. Just feels right. I would have rather.
Saying,
I was also
saying
looking
Kevin
at
has a big
Piranha
hammer?
Plant. Wow.
Yeah, Kevin's big hammer. Everyone remembers that iconic episode.
Yeah. I really did look through this whole list, and I was like, which character is most likely to drop a giant bowl of chili? And I was like, Pokemon Trainer, no. Diddy Kong, no. And I think it's King Dedede. So
you're right. It probably is Dedede. Also definitely fits the physical archetype.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's just kind of, and is like a big character, but very happy and joyful, which is kind of a rare thing. Mm-hmm. And he's illustrated like he could be in the Mario universe. Which is why I like him. He fits in with the rest of the characters, and then Mewtwo as well.
He's Kirby, right? Yeah. I think he's a Kirby villain.
He's the villain from Kirby.
Yeah. Yes.
But he doesn't feel villainous at all in Smash Brothers.
Not in Smash.
It's Kirby. Yeah.
Okay, well, that concludes the most ridiculous draft we've ever done on this show. Preston has Mario as Jim, Peach as Pam, Bowser Jr. as Michael, Wario as Dwight, Mewtwo as Stanley, and King Dedede as Kevin. Jack has Sonic as Michael, Duck Hunt as Stanley, Solid Snake as Dwight, Link as Jim, Zelda as Pam, and Piranha Plant as Kevin. Of course, I think we all could have predicted that was going to be the pick there. And then I have Kirby as Dwight, Donkey Kong as Michael, Fox as Jim, Pac-Man as Kevin, King K. Rool as Stanley, and Isabelle as Pam. We'll be taking a quick break and break those teams down in just a second. Hey guys, just want to take a quick second to promote the fact that we are now on Patreon. Yes, you can support us at patreon.com/draftedpod. That would mean so much. And if that's not your thing, we also have a brand new Discord, so come hang out with us anyway. We'll go ahead and post a link to both in the description of the episode. So check them out. All right, let's get back to the show. Okay, we are back. And first things first, I want to ask. I feel like this is a very difficult answer this time. Usually there's like a glaringly worst pick. I don't know what there is because this is such a ludicrous draft. But Jack, I'll start with you. What was the worst pick of the draft today?
Man, I'm looking back at these that we've all picked. I mean, by default, it would be Waluigi because dude's not even in the game.
We stopped that one before it could go through.
Throwing himself under the bus. I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to my original complaint at the very top of the episode. I just do not see Jim as Mario.
Oof.
I can't get behind it. It makes sense, and I understand why you did it, but personally, I can just never see it.
Yeah, I also think Mario will have a hard time being anything other than Mario. I agree. Preston, what about you? What's the worst pick of the draft?
Well, not that one. I think that was the best pick of the draft. Again, I'm taking Mario for the heat. Like, I need that name recognition. And I think
the literal fireballs?
Well, yes, the literal fireballs. And I also like Mario gives me access to a bunch of other characters who he has existing relationships with that people want to come watch a TV show for. So I'm not having Mario have the will they, won't they with, I don't know, ice climbers or something. Okay. Worst pick of the draft. I don't think there was any glaringly bad one like Daniel said, but Kirby as Dwight. Because I've thought about it a little more, and I still
remember. You got to remember it's Kirby swallowing Rainn Wilson as Dwight.
Yes, but here's the thing: even when Kirby, so like say you're playing against Kirby versus Ridley, who's the villain from Samus, who's just this giant dragon, right? And then Kirby eats Ridley, and then gets the little power, and then spits Ridley out. Is Kirby now inherently evil? Does he take on the personality of that thing, or just the ability?
I mean, doesn't he get angry eyebrows when he swallows?
I think he at least would get the ability. I think he would at least get the ability to, like, one, he'd have the physical appearance, and two, I think he would be able to absorb a little bit of Dwightness.
But I just think Kirby is built out of like pure joy. Like he's just a ball of everything that's right in this world. So then pretending he's gonna change because he eats Rainn Wilson that much, where he stops becoming this fun-loving bubblegum and starts becoming this crazy man.
See, this is a common misconception. This just proves what a great actor Kirby is, because Kirby is actually a real bastard off screen.
Oh,
yeah, people don't know that. People don't know that.
Very method. Interesting.
Right.
No, I will fully.
I never thought.
It surprises a lot of people. It's true. Like read the TMZ updates on Kirby. It's haunting.
Yeah, several DUIs. Several. Yeah. It's amazing he's not in jail right now.
And that's just the start. if I'm being honest. Kirby got a lot of demons, shall we say. I will admit that taking Kirby was an extreme stretch of the rules.
Yeah,
but I cleared it with you guys first, so I think it's like to go back on it now is.
I'm not going back that you can't do it.
No.
I'm telling you can do it, and I'm questioning its effectiveness because I think Kirby can't be changed into the. Well, Dwight's not the antagonist, but the antagonist Dwight wants to be. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I could buy that. For me, if I had to take a worse pick, Duck Hunt really surprised me as Stanley. Like I said, I kind of had him lined up as like he was like my third Kevin pick. But I like I said, I love that Duck Hunt was picked. I think it would have been more effective as like a 6th round punchline pick. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I think going second. Like I wasn't going to take Duck Hunt
reach
before the 6th round, and I'm sure Preston wasn't either. So yeah, it felt a little early.
I was never going to take Duck Hunt because Banjo-Kazooie is just better than Duck Hunt in every conceivable way. He's just like the upgraded version of Duck Hunt. Maybe not if you're trying to find your Stanley, but for pretty much everything else.
I just think picking Duck Hunt is funnier than picking Banjo-Kazooie. Is what it comes down to.
There's more of a punch.
Well, if you're going for the element I was trying to go for, which is find a character that doesn't want to be here, then Duck Hunt potentially has some of that because his game is so unbelievably not related to any of these other games.
Yeah. He also just looks like a lovable derp, which is essentially what Kevin is.
Can we, real quick, does everybody have their Smash main?
Mm-hmm.
Dan?
Yeah, but mine's DDD.
King DDD.
Mine's Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon. Mine would be Bowser.
Yeah.
Nice. I play a lot of Bowser, too. I like the big burly boys.
Huh.
Yeah, for sure.
You can just get in there and throw your body around a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. I'm glad we got that out of the way. It would have felt like
we should have discussed that earlier, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I had so many funny ones. I thought Olimar, for some reason, as one of my Dwight picks.
It's really good.
I had his
Stanley. He just kind of looked like Dwight, I felt like.
He looks the nerdiest of any character in here, I think.
He does.
Yeah.
He's micromanaging, yeah. I get that.
So yeah, so if I didn't get if you guys weren't gonna let me do my Rainn Wilson Kirby bullshit, I was gonna take Olimar as my Dwight.
Rainn Wilson Kirby bullshit.
Your body horror.
Yeah, exactly. My Vor. Are you guys?
Yeah, your Vor.
Familiar with Vor? Don't Google it if you don't. God. If you're not familiar, I know when people say don't Google things, it's like the surefire way to get someone to Google something.
Definitely don't do that.
If you don't know what Vor is, don't do it yourself.
That's all you don't need to go down.
It's a blessing to not know what Vor is. Trust me on that.
Yes.
It haunts me. Like sometimes it'll just pop into my head, and I'll need to take a cold shower. It's the worst thing on the internet. Okay, that brings us to the final question here, which is who won? Who filled out the best cast here? And I don't know if we mentioned this, but the reason we picked these 6 characters was because the first 4 are pretty obvious. I mean, you can't have the office without Jim, Pam, Michael, and Dwight. But then like Kevin, there I feel like a host of other supporting characters that we could have had here, but Kevin and Stanley were the next 2 on IMDb, and I feel like that's pretty fair. Like I feel like those like the next 2 biggest.
It feels right to me.
Yeah.
It would have been really fun, though. I was thinking about this earlier when you and I were talking about this, Dan. It would have been really fun to try and draft a Creed, because there's so many characters that could fit for Creed.
That's true. That is true.
Also, a coveted category.
I can't remember her character's name, but Mindy Kaling's character also would have been really funny.
Oh, Kelly
Kapoor, right?
Kelly, yeah.
I think Daisy would have been much better for Kelly.
Yeah, I could see Daisy as Kelly.
So who won? Who? And Jack is like the video guy. We kind of undersold it, but like Jack has a lot of experience in making short films and YouTube videos and stuff. So he's the director of the 3 of us. So who did the best job of filling out their cast with Super Smash Brothers characters?
Honestly, I mean, it's going to go against what I've said earlier in this podcast, but Preston, I still do it. I still like yours the best out of all.
Let's go!
And honestly, even as I look at your list, I think it is because I want to see the dynamic of Bowser Jr.
That's what I'm saying. He's a perfect Michael.
I think that's just interesting.
I was so excited. Plus, I got my top 3 picks that I wanted.
I love the fact that you have all Mario characters for the most part. I mean, DDD, of course, isn't in the Mario universe, but
nor is Mewtwo, as a reminder.
And that's what I was going to say. And then there's Mewtwo. So, like, there's this cast of cute, kind of like, very bubbly characters.
And then Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
I feel like that elevates the Stanley role a little bit. He's gonna end up being the foil.
There's some whole marketing push
times.
behind that.
I have 2 questions. Only Preston can answer these really. When's the last time a guest picked you as the winner of a draft? It's been a little while.
I think No, that was a bracket. No, I don't know. No, I don't. I think it's been a while.
Has it happened? We need to check the records.
I think Keith picked me for the fast food episode, maybe.
Oh yeah, I do remember. I do remember Keith picking you at one
like
point.
What a calendar year ago.
That was a long time ago.
So it's rare.
It is rare.
It's very rare.
I think it's even more rare that someone picks the worst pick, and then picks them as the best team.
Listen,
that's the problem. Though.
It's just such a good cohesive unit. I don't think The Office on its own, all of those characters don't work on their own. It's how they come together that makes it
maybe
all
you're onto
work.
something there.
It's the dynamic.
Maybe you're onto something there.
Yeah, there's a dynamic in there. It's cohesive.
What about you, Preston?
Well, I want to start by saying I think Snake as Dwight was my favorite pick of this draft.
Yeah, it's a great pick. It's a really great pick.
Well, and up there with Pac-Man as Kevin too. It makes a lot of sense. But like those were not ones that I had even considered, and as soon as you said them, they immediately both made so much sense. But that being said, I'm still going with mine. Like, mine is the one I want to watch. I've played every Mario game that's like ever come out, I think, or close to it. Like, this is what I want to watch. I want to watch this show.
I mean,
I also think Bowser Jr. might be the most perfect Michael. I will stand by this. I know the Twitter vote is not going to support me on that take. But I really do think it is the best Michael.
It's got such a funny concept behind it that I really like.
So I guess it's hard because I guess the question which lineup is the most authentic to The Office and which is the one you most want to watch. Jack seems to be most interested in watching Preston's version of The Office, which I can't fault him for that. I honestly to me it comes down to whether or not Kirby's able to sponge Dwight or not. And I lean towards yes. I lean towards yes. If yes, I think it's an easy me pick.
How does Kirby IRL find Rainn Wilson? Like, does he go to? Is this like a murder?
This is voluntary. No, Rainn Wilson is part of it.
Oh,
NBC
it's consensual.
Okay.
Rainn Wilson is extremely into vor, and this is his opportunity.
He doesn't sneak up on him. Rainn Wilson has no idea they're even rebooting it.
Oh no, Rainn Wilson, no.
Hey, no kink shaming on the pod, except for vor, which is an abomination. If Kirby can't vor sponge Dwight's personality from Rainn Wilson, then for me, I think it's Jack, and really solely because of the Link Zelda Jim Pam. I think the crux of I don't love either. I don't love either Michael pick, and I've already said how important I think Michael is to the Office. But beyond that, the secondary factor that makes the Office is the Jim Pam dynamic, and I think Jack nailed the Jim Pam dynamic. The Jim Dam dynamic was hit, I think, much better by Jack than Mario Peach. Peach just falls so short of Pam for me. It's basically what it comes down to. But as always, it will come down to your vote on Twitter. So please hit us up at DraftedPod over there. You can follow us up on YouTube as well, on Facebook, on Instagram. And of course, please join the Discord and support us on Patreon as well if you are able and would like to. The links to those will be in the show description. Jack, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a good time. I know this is your first time on the show. So thanks for joining us,
guys. I had a great time.
Awesome. We were happy. No, we were happy to have you. And where can we follow you? Where can you pimp yourself here? You take this opportunity.
Pimp yourself.
Yeah. Excuse me while I just pimp myself. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at ThatHandsomeJack.
Ooh.
On Instagram. Yeah, you can find me pretty much on every platform under ThatHandsomeJack.
Nice.
So
look for Jack there. He's really doing a lot of cool stuff. He I don't know if they're still up on YouTube, but he and buddies have collaborated and made some really, really funny YouTube videos. But he's always posting some stuff on Instagram, so please give him a follow to support him for supporting the show. But yeah, we'll for Preston and myself, we will talk to you guys next week.
I took a screenshot of just me on Google searching, are the ice climbers related?